The escalating trade war between the United States and China has taken a dramatic turn with the U.S. Postal Service, USPS, abruptly suspending all incoming parcels from China and Hong Kong indefinitely. This move, met with immediate condemnation from Beijing as unreasonable suppression, represents the latest escalation in a conflict already marked by tit-for-tat tariffs and increasing economic tensions. The timing of the suspension is particularly noteworthy, coinciding with President Donald Trump's declaration that he's under no pressure to engage in dialogue with his Chinese counterpart, Xi Jinping. Despite widespread anticipation of a potential summit following the recent announcements of reciprocal tariffs, Trump's statement suggests a deliberate strategy of maintaining pressure on China, at least for the foreseeable future. The USPS, while remaining tight-lipped regarding the precise reasons behind the suspension, has left many speculating about the underlying motivations. This ambiguity, however, doesn't obscure the fact that the move directly follows Trump's imposition of a wide-ranging tariff on Chinese imports, coupled with the elimination of the de minimis duty-free exemption for low-value packages. The connection seems undeniable, especially considering the immediate effective date of the suspension. The implications for American consumers are substantial, potentially impacting orders from major online retailers like Amazon. A 2023 U.S. government report underscored the significant reliance on Chinese e-commerce. A staggering 30% of small packages entering the U.S. originated from just two Chinese companies, Shein and Temu. Repeated attempts to elicit further explanation from the USPS have been met with silence, adding to the air of mystery and escalating concerns about the true extent of the administration's intentions. The economic ramifications of this action extend far beyond the immediate impact on consumer shopping habits. The move reflects a broader strategic shift, potentially solidifying the decoupling of the two economies. This is not an isolated incident. It's a continuation of a pattern of increasingly protectionist measures enacted by the U.S. government. China, not surprisingly, has already demonstrated its capacity to adapt to previous trade restrictions. According to economic analysts, China has actively diversified its trade relationships, seeking alternative markets for its agricultural exports, even amidst continued U.S. reliance on Chinese imports. This suggests a calculated strategy by China to mitigate the impact of U.S. tariffs and reduce its dependence on the American market. The long-term consequences of this escalating trade war remain uncertain, but the current trajectory points towards a prolonged period of economic tension, requiring both nations to navigate a complex landscape of shifting alliances and evolving trade dynamics. This latest development, the suspension of postal services, serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of global trade relations and the potential for seemingly minor actions to escalate into significant geopolitical events. The lack of transparency from the USPS and the seemingly calculated delay in communication from President Trump only further fuels speculation and anxiety about the future direction of U.S.-China relations. The potential for further retaliation from China is high, adding another layer of complexity to an already precarious situation. The international community watches with bated breath, uncertain of what further measures might be employed by either side in this escalating trade conflict. The ripple effects of this ongoing dispute are likely to be felt globally, impacting supply chains, consumer prices, and international cooperation across various sectors. The coming months will be critical in determining the long-term implications of this trade war and the willingness of both nations to engage in meaningful dialogue and find a mutually acceptable resolution. The current situation, characterized by unilateral actions and a lack of transparent communication, points to a protracted and potentially damaging conflict with far-reaching consequences.